Queen's Comic Podcast. Hey, let's go.
Hey, it's the Queen's Comic Podcast. I'm Billy Bombs.
And I'm Ian.
And in this week's show, we just celebrated our third anniversary of Queen's Comic Party. And it was phenomenal. But the biggest pickup of the day had to be Ian. You want to show it off what you got?
Are we just going to jump right into the pickups, or do you want to talk about the cake?
All right, we'll start with the cake because it was such a funny mistake. All right, we ordered a Turok cake, and I told the girl, I said, don't stress to be perfect. You know, whatever comes out, it'll be fine. She wrote it on the cake, and she wrote it on the piece of paper to tell the baker, and the baker wrote it on the cake.
It was amazing.
So if you look on her Instagram, it says, don't stress to be perfect, which is absolutely what we needed to hear.
When I edit this, I'll throw a picture in.
Absolutely. I laughed so hard in the bakery. It was Circo's, a famous bakery in Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
And they were great. The price was great. Everything was great. We had one of the most packed shows we've ever done.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was really good. I was not in the best mood when I got there, but that changed pretty quickly once the doors opened and everybody started filing in and having a good time.
Yeah, at the venue, everybody that lived nearby came by. I was happy about it, so it was packed. It was a good show.
Yep. And once again, we failed to record any footage, so I'll put a link to Sean's video in the show notes so that if people want to see what the show was like, there's like an hour and a half of footage that he shot already up on YouTube, so we'll link to that.
Oh, and then I had a bunch of misadventures with him that I'll bring up. So if anybody wants to know how my side of the story on that wild shit was, I'll tell it. But let's start off with the grail for you.
All right, so hold on, because I got books in a specific order here. Because I got to start with Saturday. I don't want to go out of order.
Okay, go in order. Go.
So yeah, Saturday morning, our friend Nelson and I, we went to the Bronx to visit Anthony. Streetside Anthony, follow him on Instagram. Nicest guy in the community you could hope to meet. He was doing a half price sale, and he had a box of dollar bin books out as well. And from his dollar bins, I grabbed big fat stack of old 80s fanzines. So I got Comics Interview number 43, which dares to ask the question, will your favorite comics be banned? Spoiler alert, they were not. But back in the 80s, I remember Frank Miller and a bunch of other guys, fighting the censorship battles, and the CBLDF, Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, getting involved in a lot of things. I think I told the story in an earlier episode about being in my local comic shop as a kid when the cops came in and raided the place for selling Omaha the Cat Dancer and Faust. So stuff like that was definitely happening. You would have been too young, but I got to experience that firsthand. So this is like a pretty interesting time capsule of that era. I also got Comics Interview number 45, which has a really cool Mobius cover and a nice article and interview with him about doing some work for Marvel.
That's very cool.
And then a stack of Amazing Heroes, issue number 114 with a great Klaus Janson Punisher cover.
Nice.
Issue 123 with a great Frank Thorne cover on it.
That one has got to be a hard one to find.
Yeah, a lot of these are kind of hard to find, and these are in pretty nice shape too. Issue 130, which has an interview with J.M. DeMatteis and Kent Williams talking about Blood, which was a 4-issue series that they did for Epic back in the 80s, which is super, super underrated. It's dollar bin fodder all day long, but Kent Williams' painted artwork in it is gorgeous. DeMatteis' story is excellent, and everyone should read that. What else we got here? Issue 135, which has an exclusive George Perez cover with a nice Marv Wolfman portrait. He's interviewed extensively in this issue.
Cool.
I don't know what this one is. It just says The Hero at 50. I guess maybe this was Superman's 50th anniversary. Not sure. It must be, yeah, because that's a Superman cover, and now I look at it. At first, I was like, what is that? But it's Bill Sienkiewicz Superman, who, if you look, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
And it's 1989.
Yeah, 88.
Yeah, 1938 Superman.
Yeah. This one, number 137, has a Flash Gordon cover. Pretty cool. I'm not sure who did that. And then issue 156, which has another George Perez cover, the Superman and Wonder Woman.
Very cool.
For $1 a piece. Wasn't going to leave them there. This was also in the dollar bin, and I asked him to double check, and he said, yep, I can have it for $1. This is the Private Files of the Shadow hardcover. This is from 1989, and it collects all of Michael Kaluta's 70s shadow work, which has some of the best artwork of the 70s in it. Bernie Wrightson inked him in one issue. Super, super ultra detailed. Denny O'Neil does all the scripting on it, so you know the stories are going to be good. And it also has an all-new story that Mike Kaluta wrote and illustrated that I don't know if it's been reprinted elsewhere since this came out, but when this came out, this was the only place to get that exclusive story. And I don't have it in any other edition. So for $1, I grabbed it. Continuing down Ian's weird rabbit hole of buying comics no one's heard of or cares about, I got the first and, so far as I know, only issue of Dartman, which looks kind of like I drew it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is kind of interesting, though, in that the story continues on to the back cover. Like, that's the back cover of the book. Kind of weird. Anyway, written by Richard Irving, penciled by T.W. Montgomery, and inked by a guy named Bob Algernon. Copyright trademark Richard Irving, 1990. There's no indicia. It just has a little copyright date on there.
Okay.
Yeah, weird stuff.
What a weird book.
But you know what? I'm never going to see that again. Probably. So I grabbed.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Another $1 bin score. The first issue of Chaos Comics Purgatory, the red foil cover.
I love those embossed covers or whatever they call them.
Yeah. And then I grabbed a couple of undergrounds. I got Hit the Road #1, comic 4 and about hitchhiking for adults only. So don't let the kids get their hands on that one. And then American Flyer Funnies #2, which has an awesome Sutherland cover on it. I like that.
That is a cool cover.
Yeah, I need to get the first issue. And then a few more older horror books. I got Phantom Stranger #33, working on this run.
Who did the cover for that one?
That's a Jim Aparo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So cool Dead Man crossover there. I don't know which issue this is, but it's Charlton Strange Suspense Stories. It's an early 60s book.
That's a creepy cover.
Yeah, I like it. And if I see Charlton horror cheap, I always pick it up. Another run I'm working on. I'm getting real close to finishing. I think I'm down to needing 3 issues. Issue 15 of The Demon.
Nice.
Yeah, this one's in gorgeous shape. Like, I don't care about slabbing stuff, but like this is like a 9.4, maybe a 9.6.
Was that from comics and CDs?
What was that?
Was that comics and CDs?
No, this is still stuff I got from Anthony on Saturday.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And then another $1 bin score, Plop #2, with an amazing Basil
very nice
cover. Another one. I'm like 5 issues away from having the whole series at this point. This one hit a few Hot 10 lists a while back. Thing and Stingray, the Marvel 2-in-1 issue, which is the first, if I remember right, it's the first appearance of the Serpent Society, I think.
Okay, that makes sense because it's not Stingray's first appearance.
Yeah. And then the last issue I needed of the 6-issue Green Lantern Green Arrow reprint run. So that's finished now.
I have the original for that signed by Neil Adams, and we got an argument over it.
You told me that, yeah. That's awesome. Issue 3 of The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. Some more Charlton horror.
Very nice.
Yep, Silver Age stuff. And this pretty cool. It's a Comic Tom Whatnot exclusive, but I got it for $5. The Swamp Thing #1 with the I think it's it's Bjorn Barnes did the.
Yeah, you were talking about getting it, but you're like, I'm gonna wait till I find it somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. I remember there was that New York Comic Con for like $20-30. I was like, I'm not buying it for that, but for $5, yeah, I'll do that. And then Screaming Horror #3, which is an Oddball Fantico horror book, kind of hard to find. It's tough to see through the Mylar, but it's signed by the Gurch, who is the artist behind this one. And the last 2 books I picked up from Anthony, a beat up copy of Eerie #54.
Very nice.
And a not so beat up, actually a very nice copy of Eerie #15. Gorgeous painted.
That's some good purple.
Yeah. So then we get to Sunday, and I'll lead with the big one. And again, my hat is off to you and Joey for making this happen for me. This is a very big deal to me. I got my grail.
I want to do the Phantom of the Opera, like if I could. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
It definitely needs a pressing to make it look nicer, like you mentioned.
Pressing,
but it's an awesome book to get.
Yeah, and Joey made it work You and Joey made it work for me, so it didn't completely obliterate my savings account. Very, very happy to have this. Yes, it's low grade. I don't give a shit. I'm happy to have it. I've been wanting one of these since I was 12 years old and I first discovered Bernie Wrightson and Swamp Thing, and I couldn't afford it because even when I was 12 years old, keep in mind, that was 37 years ago, it was an expensive book back then, at least by the standards of the day. So I'm stoked.
My favorite part of this though is that I posted a photo after you told me that, and I was like, I just see a 12-year-old with his favorite comics.
I know, I saw that. My wife loved that picture.
Yeah, because you're just like dumbfounded.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm holding this. I can't believe I own it. And I've been talking to my wife like for years. I want this book. I want this book, but it never made financial sense. And yeah, I can afford it, but am I going to take money out of my retirement savings to buy it? No, that would be stupid. So it had to be the right time, and it was the right time on Sunday. So thanks again to both of you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, it's low grade. I don't care. It's going to get pressed. It'll probably get cleaned too. It's probably not going to get slapped.
Well, why get it slapped? It's just going to get bent. It's something book you love.
Right? Yeah, they're just going to warp in the case or...
Bingo! When I heard that, I was like, you'll never get slapped again.
There's so many problems with them this last year. But at any rate, I don't want to slap it. I want to keep it. I want to be able to read it and enjoy it and flip through it. And that's what I'm going to do. What else did I get Sunday? I owe our friend Phil. When I was in Canada for vacation earlier this month, he went to the Charles Burns signing at Desert Island Comics and was cool enough to get me the exclusive zine that they put out for that event called The Cutting Room Floor, which is kind of like a process magazine. It's rough sketches compared to finished pieces and stuff like that. Pretty cool to have this. I was not expecting to be able to get it, so I thank him for that. And he was also good enough to get me the new Charles Burns hardcover and not only pick it up for me, but get it personalized and signed for me. It's tough to see because for whatever reason, he did it in like the tiniest print possible, but it does say for Ian up there. And he did sign it under the Fantagraphics logo on the bottom.
That's awesome.
This book is pretty bonkers. Have you flipped through it yet?
No, not yet.
So it's not a graphic novel. It's not a comic. It's more of an art book. And the premise behind it is just basically Burns doing covers for comics that don't exist. Let me find one that's appropriate for YouTube here. Sometimes in like what look like alien languages. And the whole thing is like this. It's all like full page full comic covers. It's pretty
That's
nuts.
great.
Some of these are really cool. They're always a little dark and twisted. You know, you can see in this one here that he's actually licking her.
Unwholesome love.
Yeah. There's a couple of them that play around with gender politics, gender identity that are interesting. There's some of them that are intentionally homoerotic. Some of them are just weirdly dark in their depictions of what's happening. But I mean, it's great. It's great Burns art. Every page is awesome. Kind of a masterpiece. So, and some of them are pretty funny, like that one.
That's great.
And then, even though I had just seen Anthony on Saturday, on Sunday I grabbed this from him, which is a
very cool
illustrated publication, and it's signed by Joe Rubenstein, who has a piece inside. This is also more of an art book. It's not like you'd see the Classics Illustrated logo on it. You would expect it to be an adaptation of Mary Shelley's novel, right? But it's not. It's got a weird insert in it. It's got some pages, but a lot of them don't have any dialogue. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is on this book. In the back, there are pages with dialogue in a foreign language.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and then further to the back, there's just some pinups and stuff. Like that's Bill Sienkiewicz right there doing the portrait. And Gustovich did the other one. Some of these are not signed in ways that I can read, but like just really cool stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then another Sienkiewicz piece on the back. Frankenstein is my favorite of the Universal monsters, and the Frankenstein, the original novel, is one of my favorite books of all time. So anytime I can get cool Frankenstein stuff, I'm happy to add it. From our friend JC, Lone Wolf on Instagram.
Nice.
Of course, right?
Yeah, Nancy.
Yeah, it's from 1958, issue 155. It's also got, in addition to the Nancy stuff in it, it's got a 4-page early Charles Schultz Peanuts strip in it, which is cool.
Oh, excellent.
I got this came from you, I think.
No, that's from a collection we bought and you didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm keeping it.
So yeah, I know. I was like, yo, what do you want to do with this? You're like, let me see it.
Yeah, yeah. That cover again, more Charles Burns art. That cover's fantastic.
Incredible.
From our buddy Carl, hooked me up with a nice deal on this.
Yeah, he was like, yo, man, when you see him, tell him I got his.
He came right up to me. We had talked the week before. We had talked, and he said, "Do you want the book?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know if I can make the pricing work because it's not cheap." And he said, "Don't worry, we'll come to an agreement." So a little bit of money, a little bit of trade, made it work. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid cover right there.
Yes.
So, from cousin Joe, hooked me up with
Uncle Joe.
Sorry,
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. I always
Because
confuse.
cousin Joe's another guy.
Yeah, we won't get into him.
No. The other that's a Long Island guy. That's
Right.
his comics named Cousin Joe.
Right.
They're both bald.
Best of Wonder Warthog #3.
Oh yeah, he was like, I know what you guys want.
Yep. Yep.
I got a lot of good stuff from him.
I know you did, yeah. 30 Days a Night, #1. It's a second printing, but he gave it to me for like $5. So,
Bro, I saw somebody else with it, but it was his buddy Kenny.
okay.
So they had, I guess they picked it up when they both came out.
Right. And then I got the Creepy Jaws of Death special. It's the shark issue with that fantastic, beautifully colored Richard Corbin cover.
That's a dope cover.
$5. So I wasn't going to leave it there. And then some stuff that you don't know about arrived in the mail the other day. I have to be careful and cover these to make them safe for YouTube. I got Raw Media. That's Claire from Faust on the cover there. There's
Hi, Claire.
Sorry?
I said hi, Claire.
Oh yeah. There's a Faust story in this issue.
Somewhere.
Yeah. And then actually I didn't know when I bought this, but that same Faust story is also reprinted in this one, which I'm judiciously covering with my fingers.
Yeah.
Feeling weird doing it, but whatever. Got to keep it PG. So this was the last Faust story that I needed. It was the only one I didn't have. And then I placed an order with the Society of Illustrators in Manhattan because I found out that they still had stock on some of the programs for a few of the EC related exhibitions they've done over the last few years.
Very nice.
So I got the Angelo Torres program, which is a nice look back at a lot of the art that he did for the company over the years. Most of it's Mad Magazine stuff, but I mean, there's still the horror art, like, you know, the Crypt Terror cover that he did.
I love the covers for those first couple of Mads.
Yeah.
Like something about him, like that pinup girl walking with them. He's like, oh, don't worry about
those Harvey Kurtzman ones are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, you know, plenty of text pieces on his background. There's an interview with him. It's just a nice piece, just a nice look back, you know. He is the last surviving EC comic book artist.
Oh, no shit.
One. Yeah, he's still around. The Jack Davis Centennial Celebration, which is going on until the end of next month. I picked up the program for that. So again, a lot of
you want to go?
Here, but anybody who read old horror magazines knows that image because that was produced and ordered as a giant poster. You could get it as a 6-foot poster back in the 70s.
That's so cool. But do you want to go?
Yeah.
Let's go to the exhibit. I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's look into it. And then, you know, a bunch of his like character stuff.
Did he do Animal House cover?
He might have. I don't remember.
Yeah, because it looks like that artwork and it's incredible.
Yeah. Super crazy detail, but very cartoony. You know, some of his Crypt Terror work is reproduced here, and these are taken from scans of the original artwork, which makes them awesome.
I love them.
They're kind of like little miniature artist editions. And then the coolest one, this is from 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're looking at this going, I want one, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, you got double dose.
I got you on this.
Thank you.
Yeah, back cover by Wally Wood. And
awesome.
It's got a couple of, it's got the front piece, which is a zoom in on that Graham Ingles cover.
Oof.
And then it's got a bunch of articles from, you know, EC aficionados and fans, but the highlight is the art. And again, these are taken from scans of the original artwork. So they're like the IDW artist editions. They're not as big, paper's not as fancy, but original color guides by Mary Severin for some of the covers. It's just really, really good stuff. So,
I've been collecting the trades. Do you remember if Crime Patrol came out as a hardcover years back?
I'm not sure. because I wasn't buying the
because
hardcovers.
well, you didn't buy them, right?
I didn't buy the hardcovers. I have most of the Gladstone and Russ Cochran reprints. So the hardcovers, I don't really need them.
Well, I bought all the soft covers that have been coming out now.
Right.
So they just came out with part 2 for one of the crime books, but I'm forgetting the name on it. But I'm trying to remember if it's Crime Patrol or something else. I think it was Crime Patrol. I'm wrong. They did come out. But the one I've been waiting for next is Two Fisted Tales #1.
They haven't done a collected edition of that in a softcover
Not
yet?
yet. They have a hardcover, but not a softcover yet.
Okay, they'll get to it.
Next up is Tales from the Crypt 4 and 5, but 5 is coming out before 4.
That's weird. They're going to do the horror stuff first because that's what's going to sell the best.
Of course.
So,
but I just want to have it, and I also would like to get a Wally Wood tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of I want to do sci-fi really badly and just finish myself tattoo wise with science fiction, because EC is how do I say this? They made sci-fi what it is for us because they took chances. And then we could do grimy The Fly, you know what I mean? And creepy stuff, and I love it. Is that all the books you got?
That's that's a big stack of about 50, but yeah.
All right, I'm going to talk about Carbo first.
Sure.
We went to Mike Carbo's house.
I saw the video.
Holy, we were not there that long. I was amazed. He did not have as much EC stuff, but everything else he had. You can name some wild shit, he found it. And then we were finding photos of him through the years, like giant, printouts. Him with Stanley and everything. And I realized that guy really enjoyed comics and just did everything. And I loved being in his house. So if anybody gets a chance, watch the Pop Comics video on it.
We'll link to it.
Also, anybody who's watching this before Saturday, go to Joe Koch Warehouse because it is closing. In
Sunset Park, on 31st Street. They are closing in September. I think that's when he has to be out. So there's only a couple of weeks left. So we're gonna go. No,
but September is next Saturday.
I think it's mid-September.
Mid-September. All right, he's got time, but you never know.
Right. I mean, it has changed. I'm gonna start pulling up. It has changed a few times because originally Joe told me end of July.
Yeah, because he was hoping to make a sale and then start moving it, but this is probably the hard close. And they are making it into an artist lofts, but for what artists?
I don't know.
They're what they're trying to do is they're trying to compete with Industry City 4 blocks away.
Yep.
And it's moronic. You know what I mean? Nobody's even using Industry City like they think.
No.
There's 5 floors to that place that nobody uses.
Yeah, there's a lot of empty space in there.
Yeah, but greed is greed. You know what I mean? These guys think it's Wall Street the movie,
You can't win against the real estate assholes in the city.
No, because they're idiots.
Yeah.
But let's not go into detail. Let me go into some of the stuff that I got.
Do it.
Uncle Joe got me this magazine. You missed it, so I grabbed it.
Yeah, I did miss it. That's awesome.
I got Nightmare #8. I got one more magazine from him. I got Witches. Do you need this one?
Yeah, I love the Eerie Publication stuff.
Okay. Next time I see you can have them. I grabbed them because you didn't grab them.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, September 1972, 60 cents. This one is a rough cover because you could tell somebody traced this.
They're always
which I love.
I don't know why it is, but anytime I find an Eerie Publications magazine, they're always beat up. Always.
These are the most loved books in the history of comics.
They're also printed on completely terrible paper.
That's true too. So next time I see you, this one might be a mail order because it's folded over. I love it.
Oh, subscription.
But then let me get to regular books. Well, actually, let me get with the rest of his, and then I'll go into. I got Mr. Natural. This is art from first print, Mr. Natural number.
It's number 1.
I don't know. This is 1970.
It's number 1, I think.
Yeah, cool.
I think so.
I love R. Crumb. I have his complete Crumb collection, and then I have his R. Crumb sketchbook, but it's a second print.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have a copy of that. I have a first print. It's really good stuff. It's really interesting. Have you had time to flip through it yet?
No, because I have most of the stuff already collected.
Okay.
But I got the bug now.
Yeah.
Underground Comics, EC. I'm like, oh God, my life is spinning out of control with this shit.
Sorry about that.
No, it's worth it. This is a book you got me from one of the collections I missed out. Green Lantern. I think this is 89, 79.
Yep, I love that cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do this whole run 1 through 100. And then I went to Carl. I grabbed he gave me 2 for $25 with this one. the
Okay.
Pro. I don't really buy this, but there always people ask me for it, and I charge them $35 for it.
It's hilarious. I've
No,
read it.
I've been reading it for years because I'm a huge Garth Ennis and Amanda Connor fan. So I have a copy, but my copy's signed by everybody on here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I kept that one. Plus, I have a little bit of a hardcover. I also got this from him, Green Lantern number 27.
Nice.
Yeah, The Thinking Man. I love this cover. I think it's a Gil Kane because of the way his eyes are set up.
Yeah, your Green Lantern
And this
collection's
oddball
getting
set I've been trying to do is Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children.
your
This is
Green
number
Lantern
7, I
collection's
think.
getting pretty serious.
It's because I've never seen him before until I mentioned it once, and it's like the universe opened up.
All right.
And now, this is the book you got me. You got me the
Yep.
Ninja Turtles
Yep.
exclusive of Midtown. I love this cover. You know what it is? I'm running out of space.
I know how that
And
is.
the reason I'm running out of space is because me and you have so many books we're going through.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do Streetside Anthony stuff, all the stuff I got from him, and these were fantastic. My favorite cover of Falcon.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I got 2 underground books, but let me do the boring ones first. Avengers was a Squadron Sinister. I love the Squadron Supreme.
Yeah.
You know, and then another Kirby 196 of Captain America.
Oh, I like that cover.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of like damage, but I like damage. I really am into it. And then I got 2 underground books that he hooked me up with. California Comics.
Oh, that's cool. I like that cover
I
too.
think this is number 2. I just love stuff like this, like the guy getting high. And then these I've never seen before, and I wanted it. War
Oh, you
from
picked that
Slavery
up?
Comics.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
he gave it to me. Like he really hooked me up, and I love it. And it made me realize every time we go to like Forbidden Planet, let's look whatever comes out new, because stuff is limited run. You never know.
Right.
Sorry if I'm rushing a little bit, but I don't remember where I got this from, but I thought this was cool.
Yeah, I don't know that book.
Oh, I do know where I got it from. I'll come back to this in a second.
Okay.
I also got a Carnivore Comics from Hot Flips, a Starlight. I like Carnivore Comics. I like the guy who runs Carnivore Comics. If you get a chance to meet him or follow him, great man.
Yeah, I don't
Great
think I've
guy.
ever met him.
Yeah, he is great. They mostly stay in Long Island and do online sales.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them. I have some of their exclusives, but I don't think I've met the guy.
All right, now I remember what this is. This is all I did an online sale for on Instagram with Lone Wolf Comics, JC. These are amazing.
Yeah, I'm really bummed I missed that.
You know, somebody's phone's running off in the ring. Teen Titans.
Nice.
These are $1.
Wow.
Yeah. Another Teen Titans. I'm gonna run through them because there's a lot. I love that the work phone has somebody calling. I apologize, folks. This is the store phone, and there's another one that's Superman. But for me personally, I was happy to get this, a Justice League book.
That's a killer cover.
Yes, it's number 52. For some reason, this one I've never seen in person. It was another $1 book. A lot of these were $1.
Yeah.
X-23 number 1 variant.
Oh, nice.
There's great Daredevil Bullseye cover.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he was really killing it. I don't know what this is, but everybody wanted this. There's a couple of them. Marvel 95
All right.
or 1995 annual report for $1. It gets into better stuff in a second. That's why it's in the order. This one I got is another Totally Awesome Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. But now these books are a little bit beat up, but what I paid for them was $1.
Right.
So I don't care. Boom.
Cool.
Jim
I love
Nelson.
those checkerboard covers.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
That's the best in DC. A 12-cent Superman.
Yeah, 12-cent Superman.
It's got a lot of taping around, but for $1.
Right.
Superman's Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane.
Cool.
With this great Superboy cover.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that stuff. Superman's pal, another 12 center, number 64. Give me 1 second. I got a big stack, and I have a big book at the end I've been looking for. It's not a big book like some people look for, but like for me, I'm a fan of the artist, so I was really happy to get it. But also the other stuff in here you'd like. So let's go. Let's hit it. House 2.
Oh yeah, I have that. I remember when that came out.
A Joe Kuber Adam Strange cover from just Adam Strange. I love this stuff.
Super underrated run.
Yes, yes. DC's coming out with their version of Epic Collectors called DC Finest.
Mhm.
It's going to be great. I have never been so excited for books to finally come out like this.
Yeah.
Gotham Girls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now it's going to become a little bit more pricier books, but like not by much. The recall cover of
Oh, the Amy
Dr.
Grant
Strange.
cover.
Yeah, where she was like a famous singer, right?
She was a famous like contemporary Christian music singer. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Let me do a couple of more dollar books before I jump onto this stuff. But this is like the ones I really love. A Scotty Young cover.
Mm-hmm.
People always look for him. I grabbed an Al Milgrom cover of Fantastic Four.
That's a good one to have right now.
This one, it might be up your alley, but I don't know if I want to give it up.
Oh yeah, I have that. Is that did Paul Galassi do that? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was one. It was like no, it's PC.
Yeah, but who drew it? I can't remember.
Will Mugnia.
Okay, it's definitely not Paul Galassi then.
Yeah, but I got both issues, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think there's only two. I think you now have the entire run.
But I love that when he sells you stuff, even if it's $1 or $2, it's both issues.
Right.
He doesn't break up anything. I thought this was a cool cover, and I grabbed it. Emma Frost.
Yeah, I could see that why that might get your attention.
Well, for $1, you know. I grabbed myself issue 95 of Green Lantern.
Cool. That's Mike Grell took over by that point, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's when he's starting to do cover art. It says it right there, Mike Grell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Neil Adams run gets all the love, and I understand why, but the Mike Grell stuff is solid.
Well, it didn't even last that long.
Right.
It was like 72 to like 95, you know. But and also I grabbed the Gwenpool. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And another dollar book was this one.
For a
Maybe it was
buck?
number one.
Yeah.
For $1.
That
Are
book
you
is
doing
crazy
Forever People?
That book is crazy undervalued, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Are you doing Forever People?
I finished it.
Okay, I got it for $1. Number 10.
Yeah, any of the Kirby Fourth World stuff for $1, you should grab.
All right, these were all $5 each, except for one that I got at the show, and I'm going to show you the last one on here. Of course, I'm an Infantino fanatic.
Cool.
$5.
Yeah.
It was great. Another one.
Yeah, Silver Age Batman for $5.
And before I show you the Grail, I got this at the show in person. I needed the Savage Dragon one.
I was there when you grabbed it. Yeah, I saw you get it.
$1. And
Nice.
I felt bad. I took it out of Jason Borb's hands. I was like, I need that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. He'll live.
No, he was like, it's all right. And then this is the Grail I got. $50 for this. I always wanted it because it's my favorite cover. It's my second favorite cover of Batgirl. But the other one is when she rips her pantyhose, and it seems to be a big deal in the story. The second appearance of Batgirl.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
That is a really
$50
cool
for
cover.
this. Lone Wolf has some fantastic deals on his page.
He does. Yeah, he does.
When he does the sale, it was like animals fighting it out.
Yep.
I think I threatened 2 guys. You know, I didn't pick up as much comics as I wanted to because I didn't really get a chance to look around.
Right.
But, and also I was kind of a zombie trying to sell stuff. But the show went fantastic. I had fun. I'm putting this away because there's just so much of it. And Cosmic Comics got me a Godzilla set from James Stokey artwork in it.
Oh, I saw when you had that at the show. I didn't realize it had James Stocco artwork. That's cool.
Yeah, he does a lot of artwork on here. I'm big on Godzilla. I had a date yesterday with a girl who was way younger than me. And I'll tell you about it at brunch. But we were too big of a gap. The one thing that we get along with was that we both played Godzilla pinball and we had fun.
Ah, that's cool.
And if you play Godzilla pinball, you'll have fun too.
Where did you find a Godzilla pinball machine?
In Barcade in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And it was like, and everything was, it wasn't animated or electronic. It was all 3D sculptures in there, and you had to beat it up, hit it. It was great.
So it would be animatronic then.
Yeah, animatronic. That's
Okay.
what I was looking for because it was all like toys and statues and bridges collapsing. I loved it.
Yeah, I remember that from, I think I was a teenager when that came out.
Oh, so it was the original from back in the day?
I think so.
Oh, kick ass. I don't know if we're gonna have a podcast next week because you never know with us, but we do have a show in Queens on September 14th.
We do. At the Knights of Columbus, right?
Yep, Knights of Columbus, $2 entry because the card guys want to have it like that. That's fine. If you find me, I'll give you a comic. How about that?
Can't
The
be
least
that.
I can do. We're gonna have a new collection of books as well. There, me and you are gonna have we're gonna have about 3 tables worth of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of that indie stuff from the collection we bought ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going through it now. I'm just waiting to get more bags and boards.
Right.
Pop Fuzz orders like a huge package delivery, so I love that. So we save on shipping.
Yeah.
That we're gonna get that. We're gonna do a lot of books. I'm excited for this winter. This is gonna be a good year of comics and all that stuff. I don't know about new stuff, but DC and Marvel are printing out a lot of old stuff to get out, and there are more dealers coming from all over. We have a lot of guys coming from Boston soon, and we had fun at Terrificon last weekend. That was great.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what happens at Koch's, but I'm a little bit nervous if we overdo it. You know what I mean? But it's time for us to go one more last ride. You know,
pay respects.
Yeah, for a place that makes our blood pressure go up and down.
Oh yeah, we'll probably leave angry and covered in dirt and cat fuzz, but whatever.
Pink eye.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have some. I know we're gonna find something good. Carl will probably find another Dave Stevens book. Somehow that man knows.
He's not gonna be there. He's in Vegas.
Oh man, well I'll be betting on me finding it then.
All right.
And then I'm gonna send him a photo, and I'm gonna hear. I can already hear him say, "Damn."
Yep.
So he had a good time. But is there anything left for us, Ian?
No, we're done.
Cool. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Queen's Comic Podcast. I'm Billy Bombs.
I'm Ian. Talk to you later.
Later, buddies.
Bye.
Queen's Comic Podcast.